Hey guys, hope you're keeping well and I hope you're staying positive regardless of what's going on around you. Just a quick one as a follow-up or as a continuation to my last few weeks' talks about mental health, especially depression, and how we can support each other, how we can work together for the better or for coping better with it. Yeah, last week I was talking about people around somebody who is struggling with depression, investing in building good relationships so that they can peak when there's subtle changes, so that they'll be able to identify when there's need or to be concerned, or when there's need to have a conversation with a person about how they're feeling. But today I'm also going to talk about how we can all be proactive about our own lives, how we can all be intentional about the way we live our lives. And the main way you can be intentional and proactive is by investing as well time in yourself. Get to know yourself well. Get to know your strengths, your weaknesses. Get to know what you will and what you want. Get to know what you could or what you wouldn't consider if life was to push you in a corner. By getting to know yourself intimately, you will also be able to identify by yourself the telltale signs, the symptoms that will highlight to you that actually this is not me, something is not right. I might need to look deeper at what's going on. And if I can't figure it out, knowing yourself as well will be able to help you to know when you can't figure it out by yourself, when you can't handle it by yourself. So you will be able to actually make your mind up early enough to seek the attention of suitable people who can then facilitate your coming out of that negative zone, that negative energy, that downward mood. And there's a few things that you can think about or consider if you want to live your life intentionally, if you want to live your life with the intent to be going up and achieving rather than being stagnant or going downwards. And this, I've made a list of it. One of it, like I've just said, is know yourself, and know yourself well. Knowing yourself is about knowing the good and the bad, the strengths and the weaknesses, your highlights and your low lights, your timeline. That's your experience in life, where you've been, where you're at now, and where you want to go. That about sums up what I mean when I say know yourself, because all that will help you strategize. Another thing you can do is seek to understand other people. When you seek to understand other people, you get to learn a lot from them. And you become accommodative, which is a very good facilitator of building strong relationships. So rather than focusing totally or wholly on yourself, also allow yourself opportunities and time to pay attention to other people, and beyond that, understand them, understand why they do what they do, say what they say, or why they are the way they are. And this involves you paying attention the same way you pay attention to yourself if you want to know yourself well. Number 3. Sorry about that. I don't know why I keep getting cut off. Anyway, I was saying number 3 is you need to be aware of your impact on other people. We tend to undermine ourselves a lot. We tend to underrate our impact on other people. We have a great many strengths and capabilities, and there are a lot of things that we do that impact other people in a positive way, sometimes in a negative way. But if we don't take ownership of that, we will not recognize it well enough to make it work well for us and for others, and we will not give it enough or the rightful value so that we can use that value to work for us and those around us. So it is important to be observant when you're doing things, when you're talking to people, when you're mixing with people. Be observant of how they respond to you, how they respond to what you say or what you do. Is it positive? Is it negative? And then consider what can you do to make the most of it. Number 4 is reflect. I always say this in all my videos. Reflect on things. What's happened? What's happening? What hasn't happened? What's not happening? What have you done? What haven't you done? And the whys of it, and what can you do better? Number 5, you have to have emotional resilience. School yourself to be resilient. So I had a bit of an internet connection issue while I was doing that video, and I was on point number 5, I think it was, resilience. Yeah, I was saying that you need to cultivate and need to teach yourself resilience. And when we say resilience, what are we talking about? We're talking about having the capacity to stay strong, to stay focused, and to keep on keeping on at whatever it is that you have placed some value on. Yeah, when we say stay strong, stay focused, we're not saying don't feel the pinch, don't feel the pain, or pretend that you don't feel it, or act like it's not there, or act like nothing is wrong. No, you have to take ownership of what's going on in your life as it is, the good and the bad, and be able to rise above it, be able to keep your head above water, and be able to strategize how you can overcome that, so that your eye remains focused on your goal, so that you don't give up on your goal, even if you get detours and get sidetracked sometimes, or get slowed down, or even stopped by life situations. Staying strong and focused we're talking about is having that capacity to go back to your route, to go back to your journey towards your goal. So whatever may have happened in between, you should be able to say, right, now that we've settled that, we've overcome that, can we continue with our focus on where we were going? If it's you as an individual, you say to yourself, now that I've overcome this, now that I've worked on that, and now that I have devised a way of moving on, am I going to move on to something else, or do I remain focused on my goal? I'm going to move on, focused on my goal, and that is a sign of staying strong and resilient. Some people have faced so much challenges and hardships and drawbacks, and you look at them, you get surprised that they're still going and they're still focused, and in the end they still manage to reach their destination, they still manage to achieve their goal. Those people are great demonstrators of resilience, and I think it's one of those important things that I was talking about in terms of depression. Depression can fluctuate. So yeah, sometimes it will knock you down to the point that you feel like, I just can't carry on with this. And you have to know your limit, like I was saying, and then know that, you know what, maybe I need to step back a bit. Maybe I need to slow down a bit. Maybe I need to stop even for a bit. Catch my breath. Compose myself again. And then continue again. If it means you're gonna have to take a medication to restabilize your mood, then so be it. if it means you have certain strategies that you have set up, if once you know you struggle with depression, if you get therapists, they always kind of try to work a plan with you on coping with it when it knocks you down, because you will have highs and lows. You will have phases where you think, I'm really good and I'm carrying on, I'm doing my thing, and then something might just knock you back a bit, and professionals will help you work out your coping mechanisms, your coping strategies. So you will need to go back to that. So you can, it's almost like a pick me up kind of activity or strategy. So you go back to that and then you keep on keeping on. Don't let that diagnosis that you suffer with depression knock you senseless completely. Be able to be, to acknowledge who you are with the weaknesses, and that diagnosis of depression is part of a description of who you are. And once you accept it, you're able to live with it and you're able to manage it. Trying to go into denial is when you start then failing to take the right actions, because some of the right actions means people are going to know. And if you're in denial of it, why are you in denial? Is it because you don't want people to know? Is it you don't want to seem weak? We all have weak moments. So you sticking to your plan will be very much helped by you being realistic with yourself, acknowledging who you are, the weaknesses and the strength. So that is those little bits of things that I think you need to consider, you need to work on if you are going to build that beautiful relationship with yourself. If you are going to acknowledge and accept yourself positively as you are. Have a lovely day. Have a lovely day, guys. Excuse me. Take care and remember, the value that you place yourself, you project it. And people will receive you as such, and then they might just value you that way as well. So make sure that the value that you place yourself is very good value, and it's up there rather than down there. So people will also see you as up there rather than down there. Take care, guys. Love always.